We live in a time when affordability is collapsing, inequality is rising, and frustration with the economy is boiling over. And yet, instead of questioning the one institution that touches every sector of modern American life, many people are demanding even more of it. There is a pattern in American industries that most people never bother to connect. A sector becomes too important, so the federal government steps in. It offers guarantees, subsidies, mandates, and support. The intention is always said to be the same: make things cheaper, fairer, more accessible. The results, however, are also always the same. Prices explode, inefficiencies multiply, innovation slows, and the intended beneficiaries are pushed further away from the very thing the government promised to make affordable. College used to be cheap enough that a part-time job could cover it. Then Washington decided to help by backing student loans. No risk for lenders, unlimited borrowing for students, guaranteed money for universities. Universities responded rationally. If the government will always pay, why not raise the price? And today, $1.7 trillion in student debt, degrees that cost multiples of their real value. And students are left navigating a debt trap created not by capitalism, but by federal policy. Housing, the same story. Federal-backed mortgages were supposed to make homeownership more accessible. Instead, they poured gasoline on demand while doing nothing to increase supply. Prices didn't just rise, they launched into orbit. The result? Affordable housing disappeared, and the middle class was pushed further from owning a home. Healthcare is practically a government-planned economy. Medicare, Medicaid, regulations, subsidies, mandates, price controls. And with every new intervention, the system becomes more bloated, less transparent, and more expensive. We don't have a market in healthcare. We have a government-adjacent bureaucracy where the patient is practically the last priority. Then there is the Federal Reserve, the ultimate backstop for Wall Street. When banks gamble, the Fed catches them. When markets wobble, the Fed props them up. When the wealthy take risks, policy ensures they almost never truly lose. This is not free market capitalism. It's subsidized financial aristocracy underwritten by federal policy. And then we have the defense sector, arguably the most centrally planned industry in America. Cost plus contracts, guaranteed profits, little competition, no real market dynamics. At this point, the structure resembles a soft command economy, almost Soviet in design, where success depends more on political relationships than performance, innovation, or efficiency. Yet, despite this long list of examples, despite this clear and measurable pattern, when affordability collapses, when wealth inequality widens, when innovation slows, people blame capitalism, or they blame the rich, or they blame CEOs and greedy corporations. But the wealthy are simply playing by the rules the government wrote. And the system isn't capitalist, it's politicized. It's a maze of subsidies, guarantees, and protections that reward insiders and punish everyone outside the gates. The common factor in rising costs and falling outcomes isn't capitalism. It's government intervention. Intervention that tries to defy basic economics and shield entire industries from the consequences of their own decisions. So why do people keep asking for more intervention? Because most don't realize that the current system is already dependent on Washington. They see rising prices and growing inequality. And instead of noticing the political scaffolding propping it all up, they assume the market must be failing. But the market isn't failing. It isn't even being allowed to function. So innovation slows because failure is subsidized. Costs rise because demand is artificially inflated. Inefficiencies grow because institutions never pay the price of bad decisions. And the very systems driving our affordability crisis are preserved because they are funded, protected, and reinforced by federal policy. So we, as Americans, stand at a crossroads. People are angry, rightfully angry, but anger without clarity only fuels more of the same. Maybe it's time to stop asking why markets fail and start asking why the government keeps breaking them. Reform begins with recognizing who actually runs the system. There is an alternative. Join the consciousness revolution.